Welcome to the Allegheny County Sheriff's Office podcast, where we keep you informed and connected with the men and women of your local law enforcement. Now, here are your hosts, Sheriff Bill Summers and Lieutenant Brian Jackson. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're doing a little bit of safety first. We're going to be protecting Greenville tonight. I'm Sheriff Bill Summers, and with me today is my co-host, Lieutenant Brian Jackson.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. It's great to have you with us again. We've got a very important episode today, focusing on a topic that's been on everyone's mind lately, the rise of crime in our town of Greenville, Wisconsin.
Right on, Brian. Over the past couple of months, there's been a large uptick in the crimes we've seen. These go from petty theft, serious offenses like murder, reckless driving. So we're going to dig into this and we're going to see what we as a community can do about it. We're joined today by two very special guests who have been working tirelessly to address the issue. Under Sheriff Talia Bishop and Lieutenant Charlotte Banks. Welcome to the show, Talia and Charlotte.
Thanks for having us, Sheriff. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you for inviting us, Sheriff, Lieutenant. We're excited to talk about what's going on in Greenville and how we can all work together to make this a safer place.
We're glad to have you both. So let's dive right on in. Talia, Charlotte, crime rates in Greenville have been rising steadily over the past few months. What do you guys think is driving the surge in criminal activity?
It's a complicated issue, Brian. From my perspective, we're seeing a mix of factors. The pandemic had a long-lasting impact on many communities. Some individuals have turned to crime as a way to survive during difficult times. Additionally, we've noticed an increase in drug-related crimes and gang activity in the area. That's led to more violence, theft, and even some property damage. But I believe the root of it is that people are struggling. We need to address the social and economic issues as much as we address the criminal acts themselves.
I agree with Talia. We're also seeing a rise in property crimes like burglary and car thefts, which we suspect are being committed by repeat offenders. When people feel like they're not getting the support they need, whether that's from law enforcement or social services, they may resort to criminal behavior. That's why prevention is so important. Education, outreach, and community support.
It's clear that what we have here isn't really a simple, I solve this issue, we move on to the next thing type of deal. But Lieutenant Jackson, what do you think we can do as a community to help fight back against these trends?
Well, Sheriff, I think it starts with a few key actions. First, we need to increase our police presence in the community. Show the criminals that we're not backing down. But at the same time, it's also crucial that we engage the public. We need to work more closely with community organizations, schools, and local leaders to create stronger networks of support for our citizens. Crime prevention is about building relationships and making sure that people have the resources they need before they turn to crime.
I completely agree, Brian. The police can't do it alone. We need to partner with local organizations that provide support to at-risk individuals. Things like job training, addiction, recovery, and mental health services. We also need to have more community outreach programs that bring people together. When neighbors look out for one another, we're already halfway there.
And we have to invest in education. If we can educate young people early about the consequences of criminal behavior, we can stop many of them from ever going down that path. It's about providing them with positive alternatives, sports, art programs, and mentorship opportunities. There's a lot we can do at the grassroots level.
Right on, Lieutenant, right on. So that's basically everything that we need. But while we're talking about how to prevent crime, we can also talk about the tools we use to respond to it when it happens. Today, we're going to take a little bit of a break from our routine discussion back and forth, and we're going to showcase some of the vehicles we rely on to keep Greenville safe.
That's right, Sheriff. So we are going to give our listeners a closer look at a recent SWAT vehicle we added, as well as a fire engine and ambulance, both generously donated by the Oshkosh Fire Department, which is nearby to Greenville here. So we can take a closer look at these vehicles that keep our community safe.
Let's talk about our fire engine. Talia, Charlotte, what's the role of this vehicle in crime prevention, and how does it contribute to the safety of our community?
The fire engine is essential not just for firefighting, but also for emergency medical situations. In time of crisis, whether it's a fire, medical emergency, or even a violent crime scene, our fire crews are often the first on the scene. They're trained to handle various situations, and they work closely with law enforcement to ensure the scene is safe and the victims get immediate care.
Absolutely. The fire engine represents a symbol of our collective efforts to respond quickly and effectively. During a crime-related emergency, the presence of the fire department can be crucial in providing medical assistance or even controlling dangerous situations.
It is well known that fire engines carry many hoses, but this particular engine right here has a special setup known as a pre-connect. Now, essentially, this hose is already connected to the engine, which allows a firefighter to quickly pull the hose off the back and run it over to a fire hydrant, attach it, which allows water to be put onto a fire quickly. Now, let's talk about the ambulance. This vehicle is just as critical when responding to violent crimes or accidents that require immediate medical attention.
Yes, the ambulance is equipped with everything needed to treat and stabilize patients before they're transported to the hospital. When a crime involves injuries, whether it's from a car accident or an altercation, the ambulance plays a central role in saving lives. We're lucky in Greenville to have a dedicated, highly trained emergency medical services team.
And the close coordination between EMS and law enforcement ensures that we can manage the scene quickly and effectively, which is critical when lives are at risk.
An unknown component of many ambulances in the United States is they often carry what is known as a Lucas device. Now, this device is actually quite critical when it comes to managing a cardiac arrest, in which the device can perform perfect chest compressions, allowing paramedics to either take a rest or to complete other critical tasks when somebody is in a time of their most need.
And finally, let's talk about our SWAT vehicle. This is a big one for high-risk situations. Charlotte, Talia, what do you think is the most important thing people should know about our SWAT team?
Our SWAT vehicle is essential for handling situations that require special tactics, like hostage rescues, high-risk arrests, or situations where there's an immediate threat to public safety. The team inside is highly trained and equipped with the tools necessary to de-escalate these critical events.
It's a powerful symbol to our commitment to protecting this community. The SWAT team is always prepared, and their presence ensures that we can take control of dangerous situations and keep civilians safe. It's not something we use lightly, but when we need it, it's invaluable.
It's reassuring to know that we have these resources available in Greenville. As we wrap up today's episode, what are some final thoughts you'd like to leave our listeners with, Tally and Charlotte?
I just want to emphasize that we all have a role to play in keeping Greenville safe. It's not just about the police or the fire department or the emergency medical technicians. It's about community members supporting one another and just being vigilant. If you see something suspicious, speak up. Together we can make a real difference.
Thank you both for your insights today, and thanks to all of our listeners for tuning in. Remember, we're all in this together. Let's keep working to make Greenville a safer place for everybody. Now, before we go, we have one last thing to talk about.
There's Bearcat, which was recently purchased by the Sheriff's Office and recently given the call sign Rescue 3, has been placed into service within Outagamie County to respond to high-risk SWAT situations. It features a special turret on the top, which serves two vital functions. If you cannot see on the first there are two windows in which an officer can look out of, and see what's going on. And on the rear, there is a port for a rifle to be put through, which allows a SWAT officer to fire upon and neutralize a threat without being in danger himself.
And like every episode of the Abilene County Sheriff's Office podcast, we'd always like to reveal something new, and today it is the Wheel of Fugitive. Tonight we have a roster of fugitives, as you can see, but the Wheel has chosen one in particular. Here we have a dangerous man. His name is Trucks 1202 Law. The Sheriff's Office has a profile of this suspect, and we'd like to educate you about what you can do to prevent yourself from being in harm's way. We'll have a simple part of advice to you as you lock your doors at night and report suspicious activity. As always, tune in again. We'll see you next time, and don't end up on the Wheel of Fugitive.